Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Last class, I told you that we'll understand what this means. A square plus b square not equal to 0 means. Let's see that now. So when we say a square plus b square is equal to 0. When we say a square plus b square is equal to 0. When will a square plus b square be 0? Only when a is 0 and b is 0. That is, A and B are both 0 at the same time. Think about it. When will the value of A square plus B square be 0? If A square plus B square has to be 0, then the value of A must be 0 and the value of B also must be 0. Only then 0 square plus 0 square, 0. A square plus B square is equal to 0 means A and B are both 0 at the same time. Let me write that. A square plus B square is equal to 0 means both A and B are 0 at the same time. At the same time. Because only then this will be satisfied. Only when A is 0 and B is 0. See here, this is the only case where you will get 0. When both A and B are 0. Only 0 square plus 0 square can give us 0. Think about it, children. If A and B take different values, you will not get 0. So A square plus B square, supposing A is 1 and B is 0, okay? Supposing A is 1, so 1 square, and B is 0, B is 0, so 0 square. It's 1. Okay, supposing A is 0 and B says some -2 will be 4. So the value of A square plus B square will be 0 only when both A and B are 0 at the same time. So not equal to is the opposite of that. So A square plus B square not equal to 0 means A and B are not 0, are not both 0 at the same time, are not both 0 at the same time, at the same time. A square plus B square is equal to 0 means A is 0, B is also 0. That's why A square plus B square is 0. Not equal to 0 means, so A square plus B square is not 0. It's not 0. That means the value is not 0. That means A and B are not both 0 at the same time. Because only if both of them are 0, the answer will be equal to 0. If one of them is 0, or they take different values, A square plus B square will not be equal to 0. See, just look at this. Now, supposing A takes the value 2 and B takes the value -1. What will be the value? 4 plus 1, 5. -1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 1, 5. So here A and B are not 0. Or if even one of them is 0, if one of them is 0, you will not get 0. The value will not be 0. When will the value be 0? When will A square plus B square be 0? Only when both of them are 0. A is 0, B is also 0. Then A square plus B square is equal to 0. If one of them is 0, or both of them take different values, A square plus B square will not be equal to 0. That is what is the condition. In the standard form, ax plus by plus c, in the standard form ax plus by plus c, both a and b should not be 0 at the same time. Both of them should not be 0. One of them can be 0. Both of them should not be 0. So that means a square plus b square. If it is equal to 0, that means both of them are equal to 0. A is 0, b is also 0. That is why a square plus b square is equal to 0. When you say not equal to 0, that means both of them are not 0 at the same time. Both of them are not 0 at the same time. You can just make a note of this one. You can make a note of this. Let me write it again. I'll just write the same thing again. A square plus b square is equal to 0. When is it 0? When a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 0. That is when a and b are both 0 at the same time. At the same time. So the opposite is the meaning. So when we say a square plus b square is not equal to 0, it means a and b are not both 0 at the same time. Just the opposite of the earlier one. A and b are not both 0 at the same time. Please make a note of this, children. Is it over, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah. Later, children, you have written this in your notebook. We'll understand this at a later time when we take up problems based on these conditions. So that we'll understand and then we'll apply it immediately in the questions. Yesterday we saw the three, we just, we understood that we have three different methods. Under the algebraic ways, we have three different methods to find the solution to a pair of equations. So let's see how to work them. Here, solve the following pair of equations. All of you have your notebook, your tuition notebook with you, stationery.
Yes, ma'am.
You may have a bottle of water beside you. You should avoid using the restroom in the middle of the class. Because if you miss the class for 5 minutes, you may not be able to follow further. Okay. So solve the following pair of linear equations to find the values of x and y using all the three algebraic methods. So you can see here. This is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Or I should say a1x, b1y, c1 is equal to 0. This is a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Yes, children? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
A1x, what is the value of A1? What is the value of A1?
11.
Value of B1? Yes. What's the value of B1?
15.
15. Correct. C1?
23.
23. What's the value of A2?
7.
Yes, 7. What's the value of B2?
2, ma'am. -2.
Is it 2 or -2?
-2.
-2. Yeah, -2. Because how do we treat this equation? How do we treat this equation? Plus of -2y plus of -20 is equal to 0. Ax plus by plus A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0. A2x plus B2y plus C2 is equal to 0. Somebody's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. So clearly the value of A2 is 7, B2 is -2, and C2 is -20. Okay. Well, actually, let's first see the elimination method. Now, here you see the elimination method of solving the two equations and finding the values of x and y. Now, elimination method, as the name suggests, it is finding the values of x and y by eliminating one of the two variables. Now, in both the equations, we have the two variables x and y. Elimination method means eliminating one of the variables and finding the value of the other variable. Eliminating, we have in both the equations, we have x and y. We have two variables x and y. Elimination method means eliminating one of the two variables. Either you get rid of x or you get rid of y. So you get rid of x and you find the value of y, or you get rid of y and find the value of x. And then after finding x's value, you can find y's value. Or after finding y's value, you can find x's value. Okay, so how do we do this? So first you decide which variable you want to eliminate. You can eliminate the variable x or y. Anything will give you the same solution set. You can eliminate the variable x or the variable y. Now here I've used the elimination method and I've eliminated the variable y. I have eliminated the variable y. Now, how do you eliminate? See, I told you, you can eliminate any one of the two variables. I have eliminated y. How to eliminate meaning get rid of y. How to get rid of y? The coefficients of y should be the same in both the equations. If they are the same, you can get rid of it. If you want to get rid of the variable y, make the coefficients equal. Now, it can be, take the absolute value of the coefficients. Take the absolute value of the coefficient. See, like in this case, it's 30y, it's plus 30y. See here, we've made it plus 30y and minus 30y. That's okay. The signs don't matter. The absolute value, when I say the absolute value, ignore the sign. Just that numerical value, 30, 30. If you want to eliminate the variable y, equate their coefficients. Make the coefficients of y the same in both the equations. And how do we do it? See here, what's the coefficient of y here? 15. What's the coefficient of y here? 2. So what you do, you multiply the first equation. All right, before that, I should tell you, now in our lower standards, you know, in primary school, we have learned how to write equivalent fractions. So when you have a fraction 4/5, you know, you can write so many fractions equivalent to 4/5. So like you multiply the numerator and denominator by 2 and you say 8/10. 8/10 is equivalent to 4/5. Or you can say 4/5 into 3 into 3. You know, you remember we used to have the heading, write 3 equivalent fractions for the following. Write 3 or write 4 equivalent fractions for the following. So the first question, A, 4/5. So what you used to do, 4 by 5 into 2, meaning multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. Then multiply the numerator and denominator by 3. 4 by 5 into 4 divided by 4 like this is equal to 8 by 10, 12 by 15, 16 by 20. So these are, you can write so many, you can write many equivalent fractions. So these are three. These are three fractions equivalent to 4 by 5. Similarly, you can write equivalent equations. The value of an equation is not altered when you multiply it throughout by any non-zero value. Please listen to me. Don't read what is in the slide. Please don't read the contents of the slide. Please follow what I am explaining. So when we say into 2 divided by 2 and say 8 by 10, 4 by 5 is equal to 8 by 10. The value of 4 by 5 and the value of 8 by 10 is the same. 4 by 5 is equal to 8 by 10. Because when you multiply by the numerator and denominator by 2, you all can recall this method. All of you. Equivalent fractions.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a very feeble. Yes. Okay. So in the same way, so then we used to leave our answer like this. 4 by 5 is equal to 8 by 10 is equal to 12 by 15 is equal to 16 by 20. So here, in the same way here, so here it is about multiplying the children. Sorry, I have to give a comparison so that you understand. So here we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same value. Similarly here, when you multiply the LHS and the RHS by any non-zero value, a non-zero constant, you should not multiply by 0. Anything other than 0, any real value other than 0. When you multiply the left-hand side and the right-hand side, like you multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number 2. So here, when you multiply the left-hand side and the right-hand side by the same non-zero constant or any non-zero value, you're writing its equivalent fraction. Sorry, equivalent equation. Sorry, you're writing its equivalent equation. Equivalent equation. So like you multiply the numerator and denominator by the same value here, or we multiply the left-hand side and the right-hand side, okay, of the equation by any value other than 0. When you do that, you're writing an equivalent equation, like equivalent fraction. So you can simply multiply this by 2. You can multiply this by 15. Now, how do we decide by what to multiply? What is the LCM? So you want to eliminate y. You want to eliminate y. What are the coefficients right now? 15 and 2. What's the LCM of 15 and 2? 30. 30. So you must bring 15 to 30. You must bring 2 to 30. You want to eliminate the variable y. If you want to eliminate the variable y, you must make the coefficient of y the same in both the equations. What is the LCM of 15 and 2? The LCM of 15 and 2 is 30. That means you must make 15 30 and 2 also 30. Now, how will 15 become 30? How will 15 become 30 when you multiply it by 2? And how will 2 become 30 when you multiply it by 15? First, decide which variable you want to eliminate. I want to eliminate y. Look at the coefficients of y, 15 and 2. What is the, ignore the signs. Ignore the signs, 15 and 2. What is the LCM of 15 and 2? 30. That means you want the coefficient of y to be 30 in both the equations. How will 15 become? How can 15 become 30 when you multiply the equation by 2? How can 2 become 30 when you multiply the equation throughout by 15? And that is what we're doing. That's what you see here. Equation 1 into 2 gives, see here, equation 1 into 2 and equation 2 into 15. Equation 2 into 15 gives Do you all understand so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, can you say what is the equal? What we must multiply if you want to eliminate x, ma'am? In first.
Let's understand. Yes, yes. We'll understand how to eliminate y, and then we'll understand how to eliminate x. Okay. The procedure is the same, Pranav.
But in both the cases, if we take a LCM for 11 and 7, ma'am,
Correct.
it will come only as only 11 into 7 only it will come, no, ma'am. We can't make it as same, no, ma'am.
Yeah, 77 is the LCM. So we should multiply the first equation by 7 and the second equation by 11. So
Okay.
11 into 7 will become 77. 7 into 11 will become 77.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, children. So here we are eliminating the variable y. So we've equated the coefficients of y in both the equations. We have 13 both. Okay. So equation 1 into 2 gives this one. Equation 2 into 15 gives this one. Let's do it. See here. 11x into 2, 22x. Plus 15y into 2, plus 30y. Plus 23 into 2, plus 46. Please multiply the RHS also. Multiply the RHS also by 2. 0 into 2, 0. Multiply the RHS also. You should multiply everything in the LHS and the RHS by 2. Now coming to the second equation, 7x into 15, 105x. Minus 2y into 15, minus 30y. Minus 20 into 15, minus 300. Is equal to 0 into 15, 0. Multiply every term in the LHS and every term in the RHS by that constant. Okay, so like this, we have the two new equations. Now what happens when you write the equations one below the other? What do you see? You try to add the two equations now. Plus 30y minus 30y will get cancelled, right? We're adding the two equations. I'll tell you the difference between addition and subtraction. Now we are adding the equations. Adding the equations means we don't change the signs anywhere. Upon writing the equations one below the other, you can see that plus 30y minus 30y will get cancelled. Why? Because what is plus 30y minus 30y plus 30y minus 30y is 0. Is 0. That means you've eliminated the variable y. It gets cancelled. Plus 30y minus 30. You can just slash it like this. You can slash it like this. Just slash it like this. 22x plus 105x. 22. We are adding the two equations. 22x plus 105x. 127x. Plus 30y minus 30y. 0. Instead of writing 0, we just slash it. Plus 46 minus 300 is minus 254. You can see it here, minus 254. Plus 46 minus 300 is minus 254 is equal to 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. Just do whatever the sign says. See, plus 46 minus 300. Different signs. Subtract and put the sign of the greater number. Here it is 22x plus 105x, 127x. Now how do you solve this? 127x. 127x minus 254 is equal to 0. 127x is equal to 254. X is equal to 254 divided by 127. X is equal to 2. So how did we find the value of x? By eliminating, by eliminating the variable y. And how did we eliminate the variable y? By making their coefficients the same. The absolute value of the coefficients, that is ignoring the sign. The absolute value of the coefficients of y is the same in both. So they get cancelled. Because one is plus 30 and the other is minus 30, so 0. So by eliminating one variable, we find the value of the other variable. By eliminating y, we found x. Now how to find y? We need to find y. So substitute this value of x in any one of the two equations. See, now you you may have a question in which equation to substitute, because we have 4 equations. We have the original equations 1 and 2 here, and we have 2 new equations. You substitute in any one. We have 4, 1, 2, these 2 new equations, 4 equations we have. Anywhere you can substitute, you'll get the same value. We'll substitute in one of the, 2 original equations given to us. So what have I done? Substituting x is equal to 2 in equation 2. You can even substitute in equation 1. I have done in equation 2. We get, so this is equation 2, 7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. Substitute the value of x, 2, and solve this. And work this, solve this, you will find the value of y. So when we say solution set, it's the values of x and y in that order, x value first and then y value. So 2 comma minus 3, 2 comma minus 3 is the solution to this pair of linear equations. Please write down, children. This is the heading. Please work it now. Write the question.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Done writing the question, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, it must be done by now. Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Do not blindly copy the answer. Please understand whatever you write.
Okay, ma'am.
Write the answer, Soman.
Yes, Pranav.
Write this, Soman.
Please complete the answer. Work it now in your book.
Okay,
Is
ma'am.
that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please complete writing the answer in your notebook now. Go through the answer, children. First go through, read the slide. Read it once again. Make sure you've understood and then write down. Done, children?
Ma'am, this substitution x is equal to in the equation, no, ma'am. This is a second question, ma'am.
That's the
Ma'am, it is the second question, a different question, ma'am. Substitution x is equal to.
no. What have we done here? We have only found the value of x, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But we also need to find the value of y.
So you are using this one. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So let's understand the the meaning of the solution set better. So now in the equation 11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0. Take up the LHS and use the values of x and y. 11 into 2 plus 15 into minus 3 plus 23. What do you get? 22 minus 45 plus 23. So 22 minus 45 is minus 23. Minus 23 plus 23 is 0, which is the RHS. So 2, 3 satisfies the first equation. 2, 3 should also satisfy the second equation. Only such an ordered pair can be a solution to the two equations. Solution set means those values of x and y will satisfy both the equations, both the linear equations in x and y. Let's try in the second one. So the second equation is 7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. Let's take up the left hand side alone. 7 into 2 minus 2 into minus 3 minus 20. We should get 0 because the RHS is 0. So when you work this, the value should be 0. 7 to the 14 plus 6 minus 20. 14 plus 6 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0, which is the RHS. So you can see that 2, minus 3 satisfies both the equations. You don't have to do this. You don't have to work this. I'm just telling you. When I annotate, children, you must look at the screen. You should not be busy writing something. All right. Now let's solve the same pair of equations by eliminating the variable x. By eliminating the variable x. Equation 11x plus. One of you read out the equations. Please tell me the equations, children. Yes.
11x plus 15y.
Yeah.
Plus 23 equals 0.
Okay.
And the second equation is 7x minus 2y minus 20 equals 0.
Okay. Have I written them correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
I'll let you know. So now you want to eliminate x. You want to eliminate x. What is the coefficient of x in the first equation?
11.
11. Yeah. What's the coefficient of x in the second equation?
7.
7, ma'am.
7.
Yeah. What is the LCM of 11 and 7?
77.
77.
77. That means you must bring both the numbers to 77. You must bring both these numbers to 77. So how will you make even 77 by multiplying this equation by
11 into 7.
7
7?
into 7.
Into
And
11.
how does 7 become less
Into 11
by
now.
77?
Into 11.
11. Now tell me the first equation. What happens to the first equation?
Ma'am,
77x
77x.
Plus 105y
y
plus 161
is equal to
161
equal to 0.
0 now.
is equal to 0. Very good. And the second one?
70
77x
Correct.
minus 22y
Minus 22y. Very good.
minus 220
Minus 220 is equal to
0.
children. We are also
0.
multiplying. We are not writing the 0 as it is. 0 into 11 is 0. You should multiply everything in the left hand side and right hand side by 7 and by 11. So 0 into 7 is 0. 0 into 11 is 0. Now, in this case, we have to subtract the two equations. I'll tell you why. Now, we have equated the coefficients of x in both the equations. In both the equations, the coefficient of x is 77. We've equated. Now we need to eliminate that. We need to get rid of x. We need to get rid of x. We need to eliminate it. But what is 77x plus 77x? Because here the signs are positive, plus plus. How can you cancel? You cannot cancel 70. See how if it is 5 plus 5, you cannot cancel and say 0. If you have 5 minus 5, then 5 minus 5 is 0. They must have the same numerical value, but opposite signs. Only then you can cancel. You can eliminate because its value will be 0. But here, both are positive 77x. Both are positive. See here we had one positive and one negative. See, one was plus 30y, the other was minus 30y. So plus 30y minus 30y is 0. So here we added the two equations. Now here we have to subtract, meaning we'll have to change the signs throughout in the second equation. Subtracting means you change the signs throughout in the second equation. Why should you change the signs? Because 77x will be 154x. It's not 0, but you want to eliminate it. So change the signs throughout in the second equation. That means you're subtracting the two equations. When you do not change the signs, you are adding. When you change the signs, you're subtracting. So change the signs throughout. When you do that also, you're not changing the value of the equation. When you do something throughout, you're changing the signs throughout. So what happens? This plus 77x becomes minus. Write the changed sign in a bracket. And this minus 22y becomes plus 22y. And this minus 220 becomes plus 220. You can write the change sign above or below, children. You can write it above the original sign in a bracket or below it, anywhere. Change the signs throughout. Plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus, minus becomes plus. Here also, 0 does not attach itself with any sign, so you just ignore it. There's nothing like plus 0 and minus 0, so just ignore this here. Otherwise, if you had some other numerical value, you should change the signs here also. Okay, now 77x minus 77x is 0. Plus 77x minus 77x, 0. So that means you've eliminated the variable x. You've got rid of x. Because anyways it is 0x. 105y plus, take the new sign. Forget the original sign. Take the new sign. Plus 105y plus 22y is plus 127y. Plus 161 plus 220 is plus 381 is equal to 0. 0 plus 0, 0. So see, now we don't have x. We have eliminated x. We have only one variable y, and we can solve this and find the value of y. So 127y is equal to minus 381. Y is equal to minus 381 divided by 127 minus 3. Please check if it is minus 3. Next, Pranav, what should we do? Pranav,
Next we must find for y, ma'am.
find for y here.
Yes, ma'am.
Y we already got, no? Y is minus 3.
X, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Variable mistake. You must find x, ma'am. You must put y as minus 3, ma'am, and find x, ma'am.
Tell me, what should I write here? Substitute?
Ma'am, substitute, no, wait, ma'am. Substitute y as y is equal to minus 3.
In which equation?
Ma'am, in equation 2, ma'am.
Why 2? Why not 1?
Ma'am. Ma'am. Perhaps.
Should we take 1 or 2? Should we take 1 or 2 or anything? Any one of the two?
Ma'am, any one of the two, ma'am.
Any one of the two equations you can take. So let's substitute in 1. What is the first equation? 11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, 11x plus 14 by minus 15. Ma'am, in bracket minus 3, ma'am. Plus 23 is equal to 0, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, now we must do 11x plus 15 into minus 3 is minus 45, ma'am. Minus 45 plus 23 is equal to 0, ma'am. Wait, ma'am. Minus 45 plus 23 is equal to 22, ma'am. Minus 22, ma'am. Is equal to 0, ma'am. So 11x is equal to minus 22, ma'am.
Oh, when minus 22 was
plus 22, ma'am.
Plus 22.
Yeah.
Ma'am, now when it will come this side, ma'am, 22 divided by 11, ma'am. Multiple will become 11, ma'am. It is equal to, ma'am, 11 into 20, 11 by 1, ma'am.
Correct.
2.
So 22 by 11, which is 2, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's the solution set?
Ma'am, x is equal to 2, ma'am. Y is equal to minus 3, ma'am. As per the
Minus 3.
Correct. 2 comma minus 3. You should not write minus 3 comma 2. You should write the x value first and then the y value. So see, whether you eliminate x first or y, the solution set will be the same. Please write down this also, children. Who can tell me what have we done here? We have eliminated the x or y.
X, ma'am.
We have eliminated the variable x here. X here. Earlier working, we eliminated y. So sometimes you have to add the two equations. That is, you will not change the signs of the second equation. That is adding. When you don't change the signs, you're adding. When you change the signs throughout in the second equation, you're subtracting. So whether you have to add or subtract, it depends. If you can eliminate the variable as it is, you're adding. Now here we have to change the signs because 77x plus 77x will not get cancelled. So you have to change the signs throughout in the second equation. I'll let you do. Please write on this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Completed.
Okay. Is it over, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
1 minute.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I should have completed by now.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, children, it's time. Done, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And so far as we have used the elimination method to find the values of x and y. And the elimination method we have done in two ways. In the first case, we eliminated the variable y first. When you eliminate y, you will get the value of x first, and then you will find the value of y. In the second method, we eliminated x. We eliminated the variable x. We cancelled the variable x. We got rid of the variable x and we found the value of y. And then we substitute and find the value of x. Next is the substitution method. In substitution method also you can do it in two ways. Let's see one of it here. Listen carefully, children. Very simple method. All right. So these are the two equations. These are the equations we use here also. The same for the same pair of equations. We are finding the values of x and y using the three different methods. We just understood the elimination method. This is the substitution method. Okay. So see here, I've mentioned here what I have done. Substitution method using equation 2 and expressing y in terms of x. I have used equation 2 and I've expressed y in terms of x. Okay. So this is the first equation. This is the second equation. I've taken up the second equation. and written y in terms of x. See here, y in terms of x. This is what is writing y in terms of x. That is, you express it as y is equal to something in x. When you write x in terms of y, that means x is equal to, and you have something in y here. When you write y is equal to like this, you're writing y in terms of x. Okay, so take up the second equation, children. Minus 2y is equal to minus, don't read the slide. Please follow this. Minus 2y is equal to minus 7x plus 20. This is what is given to us. Now you need to get the result as y is equal to something. So what I've done is I've changed the signs throughout. So when you change the signs throughout, you get 2y is equal to 7x minus 20. So y is equal to 7x minus 20 divided by 2. Let me do it again. See here, I've taken up the second equation. Minus 2y is equal to minus 7x plus 20. This is the second equation. Okay, change the signs throughout. So you'll get, that's not the first step you have to do. Here in this case, you'll have to change the signs throughout. 2y is equal to minus 2y becomes plus 2y. Minus 7x becomes plus 7x. Plus 20 becomes minus 20. So y is equal to 7x minus 20 divided by 2. That means we've written y in terms of x. Y in terms of x. Now, how did we write y in terms of x? Using equation 2. Using equation 2, we wrote y in terms of x. Call this result 3. Call this result 3. Now, what you do, which is that equation which we have not taken up? We have not taken up 1. We have not taken up 1. That is, we have equations 1 and 2. We have equations 1 and 2. We have used the second equation to get this 3, result 3. We have used the second equation to get the result 3, like this. Now what you have to do is substitute 3, this result 3, in that equation which you have not taken up, in equation 1. Substitute 3 in equation 1. Okay. So, oh, this is not equation 1, I think. I forgot to type that, sorry. The equation 1 is here. 11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0. Sorry. 11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0. Sorry, plus 23 is equal to 0. This is the second equation only here. And I've solved it. I did not notice that. I thought this was the second equation. Sorry, children. Nothing. I hope I didn't confuse you. This is the second equation. 7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. You can see it here. You can see it here. 7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0 is the second equation. It's the second equation. That's the heading. I've taken up equation 2 and expressed y in terms of x. So this is equation 2. I've solved it for y. I got y is equal to 7x minus 20 by 2. I call this result 3. Now substitute 3 in equation 1. This is equation 1. This is equation 1. This one. This is equation 1. Now in equation 1, what you do? In place of y, where you have y, you're going to write 7x minus 20 by 2. You're going to substitute. You're going to substitute y with 7x minus 20 by 2. In the first equation, you are going to substitute y with 7x minus 20 by 2. So this is the first equation. This is the first equation. 11x as it is, plus 15y plus 15. Y should be substituted with 7x minus 20 by 2 plus 23 is equal to 0. So this is the substitution method. That is why it is called the substitution method. For the variable y, you have substituted an expression in x. For the variable y, you have substituted an expression in variable x. See, 15y it is, right? It's 15y. 11x we wrote as it is. 15y. 15. Y is this one. What is y? 7x minus 20 by 2. Plus 23 is equal to 0. Substitution method because we have substituted an expression for y. Now what do we observe? Here we have two variables x and y. After substituting, the equation has only one variable x. Before substituting, the equation has two variables x and y. After substituting, you can see that the same equation has only one variable x. So it's easy. Now, like in 8th standard, we used to solve equations and find the value of x. So solve this equation and find the value of x. So how do we solve this? 11x, you can see 11x here. 15 into 7x, 105x. 15 into minus 20, minus 300 by 2. This is the usual stuff, children. Plus 23 is equal to 0. Till here is new for you. After this, the solving part is what we used to do in standard 8. 11x, 15 into 7x is 105x. 15 into minus 20 minus 300 by 2 is plus 23 is equal to 0. Then take up the LCM. 2's LCM. 2's LCM. So this becomes 22x. 22x plus 105x minus 300. And here also the denominator is 1, so it will become 46. Children, LCM, children. Here the denominator is 1, here also the denominator is 1, so this will become 22x. This will become 46. Here the denominator is already 2, so this will come as it is 105x minus 300 is equal to 0. Then simplify the x terms. You get 127x. Simplify the numbers here. Minus 254. Y2 is equal to 0. Cross multiply. Cross multiply. See here.
Ma'am, can you repeat it once again, ma'am?
Which one?
Ma'am, I don't know how 22x plus 105x minus 300 plus 46 came, ma'am.
Okay, tell me this one. 1 minute. What is 5 plus 2 by 3 minus, let me say, some 6y. Yeah, what's the LCM? What's the LCM here? Nivedita, what's the LCM? 3. Okay, 3 is LCM. So what's the denominator here? 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
1 into 3 is 3, the LCM, correct?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So you need to multiply the numerator by 3. So that will become 15x.
Okay, ma'am.
Here the denominator is 3. 3 into 1 is the common denominator 3. So into 1. So plus 2. Here the denominator is 1. 1 into 3 is the LCM 3. So into 3. 18y minus 18y. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing here. The denominator is 1. The denominator is 1. But the denominators are 1, 2 and 1. The denominators are 1, 2 and 1. The LCM is 2. Now here it's 1. 1 into 2 is 2. So multiply the numerator by 2. So that will give you 22x. 2 into 1 is 2. The denominator is 2. So 2 into 1. So multiply the numerator by 1. That means you will get the same terms. 105x minus 300. 1 into 2 is 2. So into 2 in the numerator also. 46 is equal to 0. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Now I can understand, ma'am.
Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So children, then the x terms you simplify, the constants you simplify, you cross multiply, and you solve and find the value of x. X is equal to 2. And in this method, what we do is after finding the value of x, we substitute this value of x in this equation 3. See, anywhere you can substitute. You can substitute in equation 1, 2, or 3. But this method, substitution method, we substitute in 3. Now you will say, why not in 1? You do in 1, nothing wrong, you'll get marks. You can also substitute in 2. But do it in 3. It's conventional. What is usually followed, that's all. So substitute x is equal to 2 in this expression 3. In this equation 3. Not expression, in this equation 3. So y is equal to 7x minus 20 by 2. In place of x, use the value of x, which is 2. In place of x, use the value of x, which is 2. So 7 into 2 minus 20 by 2. 14 minus 20 by 2. Y is equal to minus 6 by 2, which is minus 3. The value of y is minus 3. So the value of x is 2. The value of y is minus 3. Is it correct, children? Understand all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, what if we take the x as common, ma'am? X is equal to we take and substitute in equation 7x minus 2y, would we get the same set again, ma'am?
Correct. We'll work it now. Yeah, yeah. We'll do it now. We'll get the same solution set. We'll do it now. What's the first equation, children? Tell me that. What is it? 11x? I'm sorry.
11x plus
11x plus
15y.
15y plus 23 equals 0 now.
Okay. So this is the first equation. And this is the second equation. I've given the heading. I'm using equation 2. What working is here is explained. Substitution method using equation 2. You can use equation 1 also. We'll do it now. Using equation 2. Okay, so I've taken equation 2 and I've expressed y using equation 2. I've expressed y in terms of x. See, and y in terms of x. Then what did we call that 3? We call that 3. What did we do with this 3? We got 3 from 2. So what we do is we substitute 3 in 1. We got 3 from 2. We'll substitute 3 in 1. Substituting 3 in 1. So this is equation 1. In equation 1, instead of y, in place of y, we are going to substitute 7x minus 20 by 2. Now that equation which had x and y in it now has only x in it. Has only one variable x in it. Then we solve for x. We solve for x and then we substitute the value of x in 3 to get the value of y. You don't have to write this. I just mentioned you don't have to write on cross multiplication and all that. You don't have to mention that. Is it over, children? Finished writing?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
1 minute, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, completed, ma'am.
Yeah. All right, children. Now tell me, how do you want? How do you want me to do the other way? Yes, Shreyas wanted something. I can't remember the equations, children. So again, tell me the equation.
11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0.
Then second one.
7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0.
Okay, thank you. Now, children, tell me, which equation do you want to take? You want to take 2 or 1?
I want to take 1.
You want to take which one? 1, no? One or 2?
1, ma'am.
1.
ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You want to take equation 1. Let's take equation 1. 11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0. Okay. So this is equation 1. Now, do you want to write x in terms of y or y in terms of x? Anything you can do. You want to write x is equal to something or y is equal to something.
X is equal to something.
Okay, x is equal.
X
You want to
in
write
terms
x.
of y.
Yeah, you want to write x in terms of y. Okay, let's do it. So for that, what should you do? 11x, anything, children. That is, you should have x on one side and take y on the other side, or have y on one side, take x to the other side. Okay, so we'll write x in terms of y now. So you'll get 11x is equal to minus 15y, correct? Minus 23, is this correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is x? X is equal to minus 15y minus 23 divided by 11. So this is 3. This is 3. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we have taken equation 1 and we have written x in terms of y. For that, what you should do, you should have only x on one side and take the y term and the constant to the other side. And write x in terms of y. Okay. Now, from which equation did we get 3? From it, which equation we got 3? From 1 or 2?
From 1.
From 1.
1.
So you should substitute 3 in 2. In 2. How did you get 3? From 1. Using equation 1, you got 3. So now you should substitute this value of x, which is here minus 15y minus 23 by 11. In the second equation, you should not do it again in the first equation. You got 3 from 1 only. You substitute 3 in 2. Now, what is the second equation? 7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. This is the second equation. Now, in the second equation, where is x? Here. Don't write x, right? Minus 15y minus 23 divided by 11 minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. I'll just wait, have a look at it. 7x. Instead of x, you must write minus 15y minus 23 by 11. Then the remaining terms as it is, minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0. X, instead of x, you must write minus 15y minus 23 by 11. All of you tell me that you understood till here, only then we can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, now tell me what next? It's just simplification, children, after this. How do I proceed?
Ma'am, multiplying 7 with that minus 15y minus 23 by 11.
Correct, tell me what will you get?
105 minus 161 by 11.
Minus 105?
Minus
Y minus 161 by 11.
161 divided by 11.
7. Minus 2y minus 20 equals 0.
What is the LCM? What are the denominators? The denominators are 1, 1 and 11. What is the LCM?
11.
11.
11, ma'am.
Yeah, so what will come here in the numerator?
Minus 105y minus 161
Now
minus 22y.
What's the denominator? 1. So we should multiply by 11. Here it is 11. So into 1. Numerator also into 1. So it will come as it is. Now here 1 into 11 is 11. So do the same thing in the numerator into 11. So what will you get? Minus
22y.
22y
y
minus 220.
into 11 because 1 into 11 is 11, which is the denominator.
minus 220.
Minus 220 is equal to 0. Correct?
0.
Yeah. Now, how many y terms we have? Minus 105y minus 22y. What's the answer? Minus 127y.
127.
Yeah. Minus 161 minus 220.
Minus 381.
381 divided by 11 is equal to 0. So far correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Now, next
Yes.
one.
11 into 0.
11 into 0. We need to cross multiply. So minus 127y minus 381 is equal to 11 into 0, which is 0. Next.
127
Bring-
equals 381 now.
Yeah. So y is
Y
equal to
equals 381 divided by 127 now.
minus 127, which is minus 3.
Okay.
Now tell me, where will you substitute y? Substitute y is equal to minus 3 in which one? In 1, 2 or 3?
3, ma'am.
3. In 3. Who said that?
Me, ma'am.
Who said 3?
Tarun, ma'am.
Tarun. Very good. In 3. Substitute y is equal to minus 3 in 3. Can you do it in 1 or 2, Tarun?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can. You can do it in 1 or 2. You will get the same answer. Okay. So x is equal to minus 15 into y. See that there's y here, no? There's no place, so I'm not right. Okay, let me write it. X is equal to 15y minus 23 by 11. So let me continue here. So x is equal to minus 15 into y is minus 3. Minus 23 divided by 11. So x is equal to plus 45. Minus 23 divided by 11. X is equal to 22 by 11, which is 2. So the value of x is 2 and y is minus 3. So here we took up equation 1 and we wrote x in terms of y. Children, you can take any equation, write any variable in terms of the other variable. It's not that if you take 1, you should do this. If you take 2, you should do that. There's nothing like that. Take any one of the 2 equations and either write x in terms of y or y in terms of x. Yeah, please write on this. Please write on this.
Completed, ma'am.
Complete.
Are we still writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone still writing?
Yes.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay. So that was about elimination and substitution method. Now we'll see the cross multiplication method. Cross multiplication method. Please practice, children. All the three methods are easy. They're new to you, but they're easy to understand. Okay. Now this is the third method, the cross multiplication method. I'm so sorry to bother you. Please come again with the equations, children.
11x plus 15y plus 23 is equal to 0.
Okay.
7x minus 2y minus 20 is equal to 0.
All right, thanks. All right, children. So here, in the cross multiplication method, again here we have two ways of working. See the headings here, x, y, 1. Now, I'll explain only this method today. I'll tell you about the next method, meaning the alternate under the same method in the next class. Now, here in these two equations, what you observe is that all the terms are on one side and on the RHS we have 0. That is the x term, the y term and the constant. In both the equations, x, y and the constants are all in the left hand side and on the right hand side we have only 0. If you have the equations in this format, what format? X term, y term, constant all on one side and 0 on the other side, then we give the headings x, y and 1. Then we give the headings x, y and 1. These are the headings. See, the alternate heading is x, y and minus 1. I'll tell you when it is minus 1 in the next class. X, y 1 or x, y minus 1. I'll tell you when it is x, y minus 1 in the next class. So this is x, y and 1. In the cross multiplication method, we need to first decide the heading. How to decide whether it is xy1 or xy minus 1, depending on how you have you have the two equations. If you have it in this format, the x term, the y term and the constant on one side or on the same side, that is here all the x, y and constants are on the left hand side. Right hand side we have only 0. Then the heading is x, y and 1. Next what? See here. See what I'm circling, children. Please see what I'm circling. Write this first. Plus 15 minus 2. Can you see it here? Plus 15 minus 2. Then write this one. Plus 23 minus 20. See this one. Plus 23 minus 30. Plus 23 minus 20. And how do you write it? See, you write it on either sides of x. X is in the middle. You start with this column. 15 minus 2. You start with this 15 minus 2. Then plus 23 minus 20. X is between these two. Then 11, 7. 11, 7. And then you finish from where you started. 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2. So the first and the last, the first column and the last column will be the same. 15 minus 2, 15 minus 2. That is, you start with B1, B2. So it's like this, children. You start with B1, B2. That is the coefficients of y. Then you write the constants. Then you write the coefficients of x. And again, you complete with the coefficients of y. We have x, we have y, we have the x terms, y terms, and the constants. Start with the coefficients of y. 15 minus 2. 15 minus 2. Then the constants. Plus 23 minus 20. Plus 23 minus 20. Then the coefficients of x, 11, 7, 11, 7. Then finish from where you started, 11 minus 2, 11 minus 2. Oh, sorry, 15 minus 2, 15 minus 2. Along with the sign, plus, minus. You can see that x, y, and 1 are in the middle. See, between these two is x, between these two is y, and between these two is 1. Is this much understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
That is, these are the coefficients of y, constants, coefficients of x, coefficients of y. We start with y, we end with y. And why is the heading x, y, and 1? Because all the terms are in the left hand side and on the right hand side we have 0. So x, y, 1. The alternate heading is x, y, minus 1. We'll see that in the next class. Okay, next step. This is a format. This is a format. Just follow it. So now x divided by the difference of the cross products. X divided by the difference of the cross products. What is the cross product here? 15 into minus 20. This should be written first. 15 into minus 20. X divided by 15 into minus 20. See the product here, 15 into minus 20. The other product is minus 2 into 23. Minus 2 into 23. You should subtract the cross products. You must subtract the cross products. I'll show you again. See here. X divided by 15 into minus 20 is one product. Minus 2 into 23 is the other product. You must subtract the two products. You must write this product first and then this one is equal to y divided by again cross products, subtract the cross products. 23 into 7 is the first product. 20 into 11 is the second product. No, sorry, I didn't notice this. Minus 20. See here, children, minus 20 into 11. Minus 20 into 11 is the second product. Or 11 into 20. See, you know that. You can either write minus 20 into 11 or 11 into minus 20. That's the same. You can write minus 20 into 11 or 11 into minus 20. Okay. Okay. So minus 20 into 11. Minus 20 into 11. Subtract the cross products. This is one product. This is the other product. You should subtract the products. Is equal to 1 divided by 11 into minus 2. 11 into minus 2. 7 into 15 or 15 into 7. 7 into 15 or 15 into 7. 7 into 15. 7 into 15. This is one product. This is the first product. This is the second product. Subtract the cross products. Cross products because you're multiplying like this. Cross products. Is this part understood, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, be careful. You must write the products in the bracket and separate the brackets with a minus sign. See, this is one product. This is the other product. You must subtract. You must put this minus sign. You must subtract, meaning put the minus sign in between the two brackets. Subtract the cross products. 15 into minus 20. The other product is minus 2 into 23. You must put this minus sign. You're subtracting these two products. 23 into 7. Minus 20 into 11. Subtract the cross products. Is equal to 1 divided by 11 into minus 2. 7 into 15. Into brackets and separate the brackets with a minus sign. So subtract the cross products like this. Now we'll just have to simplify. So x divided by 15 into minus 20, minus 300. 2 into 23, 46. Minus into minus plus, plus 46. This product is 161. Here minus into minus plus 11 into 20, 220. Plus 220. 1 by minus 22 minus 105. Then simplifying this and this, children, we get x by minus 254 is equal to y by 381 is equal to 1 by minus 127. Now equate this with this to find the value of x. Equate this with this to find the value of y. Equate this and this to find the value of x. Equate this and this to find the value of y. So see here, x by minus 254 is equal to, because all the three are equal, so x by minus 254 is equal to 1 by minus 127. Equate these two to find x, and then y by 381 is equal to 1 by minus 127. Equate these two to find y. Y by 381 is equal to 1 by, equate this with this and this with this. Equating this with this and this with this. That's what you see here. That's what you see here. Here, x by minus 254 is equal to 1 by minus 127. This one to find x. Y by 381 is equal to 1 by minus 127. This is to find y. So after writing this, you have to cross multiply. So x is equal to, you know, this will come here. When you cross multiply, this will just come here. So x is equal to minus 254 by minus 127. Simply take this here, children. That's how you solve. X is equal to minus 254 by minus 127, which is 2. Minus and minus gets cancelled. And y is equal to 381. This comes here when you cross multiply. 381 into 1 is 381. So y is equal to 381 by minus 127. And the value of y is minus 3. So you can see here, under the cross multiplication method also, you get the same values. You should get the same values. The value of x is 2 and the value of y is 3. So this is how the cross multiplication method works. Children, since it's time, please take a screenshot of this one and complete this in your classwork.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, please take a picture of this one, take a screenshot, all of you, and complete this in your classwork. Took a screenshot?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Yeah. And this is your homework. This is your homework. Solve the following pair of linear equations to find the values of x and y using all the three algebraic methods.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, take a screenshot and complete this one by the next class.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Ananya, Tarun, Nivedita, Deepika, Shreyas, Meera, Nandini, Nikita, Murali, Pranav. Very good. All right, children. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Night, children. Thank you. Thank you.